today is Patrick Cullen, the CEO of Focus Xplore, formerly Katoro. Patrick, good to be speaking to you under the new name and brand of the company. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great. Good day, Mark. Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you. Before we talk about the plans, of course, and the recent news from the company, let's just talk a bit about the brand then. You know, this turning over a new leaf. We've spoken about this before. So what's in the name? Focus Xplore. What's the whole idea behind the refresh of the company?
Well, absolutely. So, the company's obviously focused in a very different area now in terms of critical minerals. We're active in Ontario, wonderful jurisdiction. Look, it's not that complicated. Focus is sort of how we go about our business. Explore is basically what we do.
Okay.
And the benefit of that as well is we've got a ticker code that's quite easy to remember in the form of Fox. We quite like it, and yeah, we're very pleased. Moving ahead.
Good. Yeah, well, keep it simple. Yeah, you explore and you focus on particular areas that I guess are of interest. Just before we move on, I know there was an announcement of board changes. Jamie Choss joining the board here, so just give some bit of a rationale behind this.
Yeah, so Jamie's. I first got to know Jamie through the acquisition of 31 Explore, which is what led to this portfolio that we're active with in Ontario. Jamie's great depth of experience on the operational and in the back office side. Something that's dear to my heart because we're always looking at opportunities to streamline our business, keep overheads down, maximize the amount of spend that goes into the ground. Jamie and I have been talking about this and some of the changes that have occurred recently and going forward. I've come about with his some of his input already. So I'm really looking forward to having him on the board. He's obviously got a vested interest. He holds a lot of warrants, and he wants to see this succeed. Yeah, so it's all on board. Let's go.
So a team of people that wants to see this succeed. That's definitely what I pick up from you here. Energetic. So let's try not to lose that energy. I mean, how are you planning on using that sort of startup energy? I know you've got the initial mapping and sampling program. You've actually appointed contractors to do that work starting in a few weeks.
Yeah, we've well, I was, as you know, and I think I've been talking about it in past interviews here. I was in PDAC. I got to meet service providers face to face, which is, I think, critical. In this world of Teams meetings and Zoom, that's all very well, but sometimes it's just great to meet people, in the flesh, get a good sense about what they're about, talk to others in the periphery to see, how they're recommended, etc. Flatgate, who we've appointed, are just one of the groups that we've been looking at. Essentially, they're located in Thunder Bay, which is central to there's an arc of our projects that are sort of in a radius around a Thunder Bay. The infrastructure leads out from Thunder Bay towards our projects and adjacent to our projects in many cases. One of the things that they're a full service group, so they can do everything from the planning, reporting. They have all the equipment and people and such, and we're in close contact with them. I'll be speaking to them again tomorrow in terms of some of the specifics around the objectives these first projects. But basically, it's just a small subset of the projects that we've already signed up, and the thinking behind that is, look, we need to have contractors locked in. We've got some very I won't say ambitious, but they are ambitious targets in terms of delivering results, in terms of delivering news flow, in terms of discovery. Okay. And so we're not going to sit around. The projects that we have assigned to Flatgate in this instance are Ellie, Iva, and Bay Road, and they're all along basically adjacent to a highway that's just 170 to 230 kilometers away from Thunder Bay. So the thinking there, Mark, is I watch the weather every morning, and it's currently a little bit warmer than it was in Thunder Bay. So we're expecting those projects to be the first that are accessible. So we really are up against the snow. Okay. As soon as the snow is clearing and conditions allow, we're onto the ground. And Flatgate understand that. So as per the announcement, we've got a locked-in date, middle of May. But I'm still hopeful that we might even get there at the end of this month, just looking at the weather reports, or even earlier. And yeah, I mean, it's a small thing, but a couple of weeks here gets us ahead because the field season starts now. That's what we've got to do.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's basically Flaggate.
Good. And the idea of the program is that initial boots on the ground. So it would be identifying areas of interest. Is that the main objective?
No. So we don't hold vast areas of ground. I mean, and that's happened in the past when lithium prices were exceptionally high, where people just went out and they just staked ground willy-nilly and took vast areas. And we've seen that come back to bite people. They simply don't have the funding and they don't have the capacity to service those
Sure.
exploration targets. We've come, and I go back to focus. We've come at this from a data focus and a technical focused approach. We've not been doing closeology plays. We don't just go and stake ground next to somebody else's project. We've gone back to the raw data, and this is how these assets emerged. This is how they were staked. So we've already identified, I would say, areas of interest. That's a done. Now we're going on, and it's verification in terms of the field. So in some instances, that's simply making observations and mapping, seeing a pegmatite with mineralization. In other instances, it may be just rock chip sampling or even soil sampling. We're moving towards, because we have essentially vast amounts of data that'll help us. We're moving towards actually walking up and identifying things and taking samples in the first instance, as opposed to some programs that might be much more regional based. But it's interesting, and it brings me on to something else that we've been active with in the background. And I don't know if you wanted to hear about the AI.
Well, the AI, you announced that recently. So that's looking at other opportunities in Ontario.
Okay, so that's really it. It isn't just looking at other opportunities. It's actually we're planning to use that to make sure we're not missing out on opportunities in adjacent or close by the projects that we've already got, but also to use our projects and the work that we do now to feed back into that AI modeling that we're going to be doing and that we've already started with. Specifically to talk about that AI, I've looked at, and I've been approached by various groups that are interested, and it's a buzzword at the moment. Everybody's into it. All the kids have got it on their phones, and everybody's taking an interest. But it's been around for a lot longer. And actually, what's particularly interesting about the software, which is coincidentally called Xplore, similar to our new name, is that Planetary AI have acquired this software from a group called IGS. Now, IGS actually was a commercial spin out from the British Geological Survey back in 2011. And one of the first things they did there was look at, because they were doing work for, sponsored by World Bank, governmental level work, they weren't working on exploration at the level we're working at. They were looking at ways of bringing together vast amounts of data, historic data, and start to sort of sort out using computer technology. It wasn't called AI in 2011, just using computer programs to develop sort of relationships between data in a way that a geologist might. And so that was, some time ago. So it's moved on. It's still in development on some level. And it's at the point where myself and Jack Dan, the geologists who work on our lithium project, we can actually interact with Gavin and Rory over at Planetary AI and actually, fine tune this to address the data that we have. So pretty exciting. In the first instance, we're looking at a lot of this LiDAR data. So we're looking for patterns that match the patterns that we identify as geologists. What's also particularly interesting about the software that they've got, this Xplore package, is that it uses a semantic technology. So it's not just going through documents looking for keywords like lithium or gold. It's learned. And remember, going back to the experience that they've had from, geologists that have come out of British Geological Survey, et cetera, it's learned its associations between different words, between different types of data.
Okay.
So yeah, watch this space. A lot of work there. We think it's going to be extremely fruitful, and I'm pretty excited about it.
Interesting. Well, no, it's good to hear that you're embracing this, this AI technology, which is, of course, very prolific these days. So applying it, it's got multiple uses, but applying it to exploration it sounds like a really great opportunity. But thank you, Patrick, for your time today. So I guess we can catch up again when those guys do indeed get on the ground.
Sooner rather than later, we hope, Mark. But yeah, I'll be in touch. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Patrick.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at StockBoxMedia.com. Thank you for watching.